And I think one of the remarkable things for me about the whole thing is that you've built so many houses and you've found so many plots. And I think certainly from my point of view, finding one plot was difficult enough. Finding 12
If I wanted
plus,
to plot this afternoon, I'd get one by this afternoon.
If you wanted to plot this afternoon, you could go out and find one. And that's something I think that a lot of people would just find incredible to believe. What do you think it is that you...
For 9.5 years, I wrote an article for you called Plot Finder Challenge, which I wrote monthly, and I found plots for other people. It's just not... I've never found a problem finding land.
So why do you think that people do have problems finding land that you don't?
I think it's their attitude of mind. I think if you go in an estate agent with a hangdog attitude, expecting to be booted out the door with the tail between your legs, you'll get booted out the door with the tail between your legs. I think it's an attitude of mind. I think, first of all, in estate agents, never describe yourself as a self-builder. Always describe yourself as a private house builder. Always put yourself in the camp for them that builders and developers are, who are bringing them repeat business. And that's what you're in there offering these people. You're offering business.
And how else do you sort of find plots? I mean, it can't just be as simple as going into an estate agent, surely.
I find plots by generally keeping my eyes open, by looking for plots as I drive. As if I drive through any town or any village in the country, I will be able to point to you potential plots as we drive through. I come out the other end of a linear village, possibly with 6 or 7 plots pointed out as possible potential plots. They're all over the place. Plots don't suddenly materialise. There's not some sort of cataclysmic thing from heaven that says plot and it comes down as a thunderbolt. It's somebody actually thinking, hang on, my garden's too big, I'm going to chop half of it off. So if you think ahead of that person and go and knock on their door and say, can I chop half your plot off? And you're looking sceptical, but I've actually done that. The house before last was actually that, where I said to a guy, if I got planning permission on your garden, could I buy it from you and build a house? And that's what I did.
And that's a great example of the vision thing, isn't it, that self-builders tend to have that other people don't. And one of the things you've always kind of said in your pieces for the magazine is it's all about envisaging the house as it is when it's finished, rather than it is when it as a plot. And the plot,
and looking at the plot not as it is, but as you're going to make it, because most plots are absolutely horrid. Nobody, when they've got a plot for sale, nobody does anything to make it attractive. If you've got a house for sale, you'll dust the curtains, hoover the carpets, bake bread, put coffee pots on, put lilies in the hall, everything like that, to make your house attractive. You've got a plot of land, you'll bung all the old grass cuttings on there, or hedge cuttings, and you'll leave a rusting car on there. The old builder will get rid of that. They do nothing to make their plot attractive, and the self-builder needs to look past all that to see the plot and the house that he's going to build.